May 19th. And it is usually happens about 5 or 10, 15 minutes after church. So please come, especially if you are a member. We do have some bylaw changes. We are going to vote on a possible statement of conscience, and we will be electing our leaders for next year. So it's a really important meeting. If you are a member, if you are a non-member, you are also welcome to attend. You just can't vote. And then also we have coming on Friday, May 10th, Family Fun Night. And they're going to be eating spaghetti and making pastoral care cards. So please come if that is exciting. Have a great day and enjoy.
So as we gather both in person and on Zoom as a congregation, here also we gather our resources to sustain the work of this church and share our abundance with community organizations to broaden the reach of our values. You can find the Realm app for giving online in your order of service, or your Share the Plate offerings and pledges may be dropped in the baskets as they pass, or at the rear of the sanctuary at the end of the service. Our Share the Plate partner for the month of May is Habitat for Humanity, and I believe that Stephen will be sharing some words with us to tell you a little about their work.
Good morning. I'm Stephen Maduris, and I'm going to talk to you about Habitat for Humanity today. One of the things Habitat for Humanity does is for the city of Cheyenne is they do home builds. The Laramie chapter has built 51 homes in Laramie County since its founding in 1991. Each one of these will help each one of these with the help of 200 volunteers. Dan Dorsch said 3 more houses are currently under construction. I believe there are actually a couple more currently. For today, your donation to Habitat Repairs Program directly impacts the lives of low and moderate income homeowners and trying to buy a house and get started with ownership of a place to live, not just being homeless or in a car, but they actually have a house, and they will definitely help them financially by building the house. One of the things they do, though, is they don't just give them the house. They work out a no interest loan program to allow them to actually repay for it, and then they require so many hours of work by the homeowner to invest into their home. So, do you have any questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you. And today, because although our tech folks work super hard, sometimes the universe is just a little glitchy, we will invite you to sit in meditative silence or hum your favorite tune inside your head as we pass our offering baskets, unless you got another joke. We deeply appreciate everyone's flexibility as we work to resolve this. and for our offering, which furthers the work of this church and this greater community. We are eternally thankful. Chip Roosh writes, deeper than DNA, more fundamental than molecules or quarks, at our living core, we are wholeness and transfiguring love. We often forget that power, becoming lonely or resentful, comparing ourselves to others, acting out of our fears rather than living our glory. Occasionally, we rouse from our trance to remember our wholeness. For a time, we embody unsentimental love. We make efforts to wake others and to remain fully present ourselves. Our lives and our time here together are made sacred by our striving. For the next 60 minutes, for the rest of our lives, may we be more aware of the spirit of life evolving through and among us. So may we be in worship. For our opening hymn, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Since we do not have recorded music, please remember that you are the instrument. So as we learn and sing this line by line, this is a song from our Ohio congregations, Whoever You Are by Hal Walker. I'll sing a line. I invite you to sing with gusto back and forth. We'll learn this and then we'll sing it together in full twice. The words are, whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. As we offer our welcome together, let us learn and sing this song. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Let's try it together twice. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Thank you. Thank you.
So our chalice lighting for today is 46 Enough from the Tao Te Ching. When wisdom rules, horses manure fields instead of roads. When the world lacks wisdom, war horses are raised on the commons. The greatest evil, always wanting more. The biggest mistake, always chasing desires. The cruelest curse, always getting what we want. Only when we know what is enough will we always have enough. To know enough's enough is enough to know. And now, if the young or young at heart would like to join us up here on the chancel, we invite you to share in the leadership of speaking our covenant in unison before our time for all ages. And the words can be found in your order of service. Yes.
All right. Thank you to the young and the young at heart for joining us. It is good to have you all with us. Today, we start with our covenant. And for anyone up here who needs those words, they start right here with the most important word, which is love. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its cause. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth, and to help others. And so, today, I'm going to tell a story about love. So once upon a time, there was a teacher, and her name was Sophia. Sophia had been a teacher in the town where she lived for so long that kids who had first had her as their teacher when they were young had grown up, and their children had had Sophia as their teacher as well. And nearly everyone in town knew Sophia. They loved her because not only was she an excellent teacher, but she was quite kind. And so, one day, when Sophia got to church, or got to school, she found a note on her desk. It was a mysterious note, for this note read, "Dear Sophia, I will be around tomorrow, and I wonder if I might stop by your house for tea tomorrow afternoon. Your friend, God." Well, at first, Sophia thought maybe it was a joke. But the more she thought about it, the more she realized if it was a joke, it wasn't a very funny joke. And she couldn't think of anyone who might play a joke like that on her. And then she thought, what if it wasn't a joke? What if God was actually planning to come by for tea? Sophia thought she'd better get ready, just in case. And so on her way home from work, she stopped by the store. She bought one of those mats that people put on their porch outside the door that says in big letters, "Welcome." When she got home, she cleaned her house from top to bottom. She found fresh flowers blooming in her garden and decided to bring in a few and put them in a vase in the living room. And then she cleaned a little more until everything looked sparkly and welcoming. In the morning, Sophia realized she didn't know what God liked to eat. She baked some bread. She made a casserole. She made a fruit salad. She baked some cookies. She even baked a few that were gluten-free. And what about the tea? God would be expecting tea for tea time, but it was hot out. So she wondered, did God like hot tea or iced tea? She'd better make both. But what if God's favorite thing was lemonade? So she made some of that too. She was so nervous and didn't know what to expect. But just then, there was a knock on the door. Sophia's heart went pat, 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 pat. And she took a deep breath and opened the door slowly. On the other side, it just so happened there was the mayor of the town. The mayor said, "Hello, Sophia. I was walking by and I smelled that delicious baking bread smell. And I thought I'd come and see what was happening." Sophia said, "I'm so glad you're here. Come in. I'm expecting a very important visitor who you might wish to meet. So please, come in and make yourself at home." So Sophia and the mayor sat down and began having a nice discussion, when there was another knock on the door. Sophia's heart jumped a little and went pat, 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 pat. So she took a deep breath and opened the door slowly. On the other side was a group of children from her class. They said, "Hello, Miss Sophia. We were walking by and we smelled that there might be cookies, freshly baked." Well, Sophia said, "I'm glad you're here and so perceptive. Come in. I am expecting an important visitor who you might want to meet. Please help yourself to a few cookies. I baked plenty, several different kinds." Well, the children were giving the mayor some much needed advice about running the town when there was a knock on the door. What do you think happened?
Another person came in.
Yeah, Sophia's heart went pat, 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 and she took a deep breath and she opened the door, and it was the entire covenant group from her church, the whole chalice circle there for her, saying, "Hello, Sophia. We heard your tea kettle whistle, and we heard laughter. We thought maybe you were having a party." Sophia said, "Well, it certainly is now. I'm glad you're here. Come in, come in. I'm expecting a very important visitor. So please, make yourself at home." And all afternoon it went like that, as people were lured to Sophia's house by the yummy smells and the happy sounds, and the townspeople filled the house upstairs and downstairs and overflowed into the back garden and the front yard. And as they got hungry, they brought potluck foods and made dinner together, and they ate as the sun set and the moon rose. What kind of foods do you think would be at a really good party? Yeah.
Probably like a lettuce.
Maybe some lettuce for like a salad?
Yeah.
That sounds delicious. What else? Yeah. Maybe a cake? Maybe some bananas? Yeah, maybe some in the fruit salad and some by themselves. Fry bread. Maybe some fry bread. What else? What do you have at parties? Maybe some French toast. Yeah. So good food and good drinks were had by many. People played games and told stories. People baked a few more cookies if they didn't see the kind that they liked, or maybe they were getting eaten all up. And Sophia had such a nice time that she completely forgot about her very important guest. Even as she waved goodbye to her friends at the end of the night, she felt only contentment at this lovely party. But in the morning, Sophia woke up and remembered everything, and she was so confused. What had happened to God? All during her walk to work, she tried to figure it out. All along the way, she smiled and ran into the people that she'd seen at her party, old friends and new. And she thought to herself, I should really do that again sometime. We had so much fun. Well, when Sophia arrived at work, she was surprised to find another note on her desk. This one read, Dear Sophia, yeah, I had such a wonderful time yesterday. The bread was delicious, the cookies divine. Tea mixed with lemonade is my very favorite. Thank you for being such a wonderful host. I hope we can do it again soon. With love, God.
Oh, now I understand. All the people were. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, I think you're on the track. And we can leave that as the great mystery of today, with all the people all together. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. There are ways to find God in the people and in this story, and find what is divine in our lives. And so we'll return to our seats with that wondering mystery. And yes, you are always welcome to take an animal to accompany you through the service. As we move to our pastoral prayer. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, we gather to be with one another each week, supporting each other and being a comfort in hard times, celebrating together the joys and excitement of our lives, to dwell together in the wonder and the mystery of this magnificent and ever-changing life. Today, we offer prayers for this community. Carol Jean Bongo recently had surgery, and we ask for swift and thorough healing. We ask your prayers for continued healing as well for Karen Hunsinger, for her continued healing after a car accident. She's also starting a new job on Wednesday. We add our hopes and our joy. We offer our prayers now and through this week for Mike Lammers, who is having a hip surgery, for a smooth surgery, for good friends and family to help on this road to recovery and to feeling so much better. We offer prayers to Andrea Shipley and her family. Her mother died quite suddenly this week. We hold her in love through their grief. We offer joy as well. Gratitude from one of our congregants this morning for the light of my spirit. Joy that Julianne and Angela and Sharon and Lori were able to serve 53 guests at Comea last night as part of our monthly service and dinner party. We offer our thoughts, our joy, our care to our United Methodist siblings in faith who are having their general conference this week, who have removed language around homosexuality being incompatible with church teaching and offered a welcome to people of many orientations and genders. May we hold all people in love in this space. May we hold in love and care the students participating in encampments on campuses across our nation, hoping for ceasefires and for peace. Let us too hold in prayer our Palestinian and Israeli siblings struggling in this time. As we reach out to the world in our prayer, let us offer as well our gratitude for the springtime, the blooming of flowers, the warmth that entices us outside, the winds that blow and move the clouds. May we give thanks for this ever-changing earth, and may we hold room in our hearts for all the joys as yet unshared, the sorrows too tender to be spoken aloud. So may we find in this space peace and comfort and community which enfolds us. Amen. And blessed be. And now, let us continue our meditation and our centering with a hymn of centering. This we will remain seated for. I will line it out and let you repeat. All of the words are, all we need is here. 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 Thank you. We continue with a centering reading by Alicia Ford.
This is from her work, Love Abundant. I lift my eyes up to the hills. From where will my help come? My help comes from love abundant. My help comes from the hills. My help, it comes from ancient mothers whose hearts beat in mine. It comes from the trees that sway and the breeze that sways them. My help comes from all that was and is and will ever be. I lift my eyes. hushed by the soothing touch of waves caressing wounded shores, wounded souls. I lift my eyes to the horizon, bathed by the hum of mothers and mothers' mothers, cradling, gently rocking. I lift my voice, call of the sea trees, sister moon, mother earth, my soul weeping, a symphony of life overflowing. I give myself. I too hum through every pore. With every breath, I give myself, an extension of all that is, was, and ever will be.
As many of you probably know by now, I grew up as a Unitarian Universalist. I went through many phases in my own spiritual belief. In my lifetime thus far, I've been a staunch atheist, a humanist. I've flirted with Christianity. I've found serenity in a Wiccan circle. I've found deep wisdom in the Buddha's teachings. I've come back through my heritage to the religion and culture of Judaism. I've been grateful that with our theological pluralism, UU community has held me through all the shifts and phases of the beliefs that I have built over time. As I have grown and transformed, I have been given the space to do so and been held in love. But beyond only the spirit, there's a deeper piece of this community, of Unitarian Universalism. For fundamentally, we are a people of relationship. We are a people holding one another in love and in care. I have a memory from my young adulthood of one of our elder choir members who had a heart attack in church. It was a bit of a dramatic moment. While standing up to sing the choir's postlude, he quietly slipped backwards and disappeared from the choir. The tenors and basses parted and turned toward his missing form. And I realized, I remember it so clearly, not because of a fear of death or the drama of that moment only, but because of the immediate caring I saw in the people around. How we all worked together as a body. People moving some folks back a bit, creating a screen to maintain his personal space and privacy. A doctor moving forward quickly to assist another congregant going to call paramedics. The minister encouraging folks to sit calmly with one another, to hold space, or to move out of the way to make sure the aisles and spaces were clear. And I remember so many elder congregants around me, whispering back and forth, saying, I wouldn't mind my last moments being here. For me, that was a moment that showed the power of community, that this was a space where if you lived your last moments, it wouldn't be the worst way to go. This was a space they affirmed was surrounded by friends. Live as you wish to die, they seem to be saying. Die as you have lived, in a warm place, surrounded by loved ones. And your life will be worth the time you've spent on it. While I hope that none of you pass away mid-worship service, I do know that this community holds within it a great circle of love that we build together. Love that extends beyond family, love that needs no unity of theological understanding, but a deep and abiding connection that rests in that shared vision of the world we hope we are creating, the world we want to live in, that we are building and becoming together. That world is founded in abiding love. That world is a world of care for one another, a natural world where our connections flow from the certainty that we are always loved, always wanted in this space, that our gifts and our needs can find a home in which we are whole and holy. Come into this place, we say. Whoever you are, we welcome you, for we have enough and more to share. We are not filled with grasping, endless wanting, but with generosity of spirit. Come into this community of abundance, where we dwell in the knowledge of what we are capable of having, capable of sharing with one another, the ways in which our love is overflowing, ready to be in the world and to inspire more love, more kindness. Last week at our community fair, we were asking people to sign up for things you might like to become involved in. Things happening soon, things happening in the fall. Even I, who spend a lot of time in this church, I was surprised to put it all together and see just how much is on offer here. How many options we have to nourish our spirits. How many ways there are to get involved and to build your feelings of community, to find new friends and nourish connections with the old. We hope here that you will share your time, your talents, that you will share of your resources in ways from worship to social action, from pastoral care to hospitality and teaching. We hope you will receive for your spirit, your mind, and your heart, and ways that you may be fed, that you may grow, that you may learn, and that you may simply find a place of peace. When we give and receive in this way, we become the gathered community. It's what Paul of the early Christian church called in his letters the body of Christ, what we often refer to as the beloved community, the community we hope to become. In the letters from Paul in the Bible, we find that our earliest church communities were already wondering, sometimes struggling with how we may be as a community when we are not the kind of kingdom with a ruler who tells us what to do. How do we choose how to offer of our gifts and when to be open, vulnerable, and willing to receive? Sometimes people would get it into their heads that just bringing food to the potluck wasn't the cool way to be a congregant of the early church, that speaking in tongues or being a person of prophecy sounded more exciting, that standing to testify was a more prestigious and worthy job than pastoral care. They clamored to take on that work and not the mundane everyday tasks of the cleaning and caring. And so Paul wrote to the body of Christ in Corinth, "Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. And in the church, God has appointed first of all apostles, prophets, third teachers, then workers of miracle, also those having gifts of healing, those able to help others, those with gifts of administration, and those speaking in different kinds of tongues." And he asked, are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Do all work miracles? He said to them that like a real body, not everyone needs to be a tongue or an eye. In fact, it would be horrifying if you were a body made of only tongues or eyes. That we need hands and feet. We need all of the mundane parts inside of us that make us go. We need only one head, not a multitude. And so, as he lined this out, he asked of the early church, and 2,000 years later, we continue the ask to first and always be yourself. Notice your gifts and offer them. To be a singer or a teacher, to be shy or witty, to be kind and pastoral or great at the finances, to be all of your identities. Are you gay or queer or straight or bisexual, neurodivergent or neurotypical? Whatever your ancestry, bring the food of your people to the potluck. Be people born and raised here and people who have moved from afar. Be people whose skin and hair and eyes are of many colors, who are of all different heights, all different ages, and be one who trusts this community to offer enough for all to share. One who makes certain there is enough by offering what you can. It can be hard. We're conditioned to be individuals, to believe we must face our difficulties alone, or that asking for help is something that people will not appreciate, might move away from. But I remind you, in a community, to receive as well is a gift. To let others help and let your accounts be balanced. Your asking gives people permission to let others' needs and vulnerabilities be visible, to be more gentle and more honest with one another. Love wants all parts of the body. When we offer what we can, have the wisdom not to want infinitely, but to be part of the cycle, then love can flow. And so in this society, in this beloved community, I offer to you that you may choose to become empowered here, to know that if there is a space, you may jump in to that space and be a part. That if you know how to do the dishes, you already have a place in coffee hour. If you know how to listen, you already have a place in a chalice circle or a Wellsprings group. If you know how to sit and be present with people, you already have a place in pastoral care. That there are so many ways of being part of this community. And when we treat this as a shared home, when we join the party, bring some cookies, drink some tea or lemonade or both, we make a home for one another and for the divine. And so, today and every day, I invite you simply to lean in and to make this place our shared home by the work of our hands and our hearts and all the parts of our being. May it be so. Our closing hymn, if you'll join in body or in spirit, will in fact be our Gray Hymnals hymn number 402, From You I Receive, to You I Give. We have sung this one before, but we'll go ahead and do it line by line and then sing together twice through so that we may sing with confidence. So may you rise in body or in spirit as we join together. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. We sound confident. Let's go ahead and go through it a couple more times. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. And if you'll remain standing, we'll extinguish our chalice flame.
You can find the words for this if you do not yet have it memorized in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry within our hearts until we are together again.
And so, as we go, may we be a blessing to one another, remembering that in our giving and in our receiving, that we make ourselves part of a beloved community that sustains us and grows as we become a part of the world. Blessed be. And we made it.